Dreaming Breaks Science by the channel This. I'm gonna drop a like my video, support your boy and shit like that.
Science doesn't really know why you dream. We humans know more.
Off the rip, I gotta say something. I don't understand what's so mysterious about like I kinda do and I kinda don't. It's like I think it's very simple to understand the various different reasons why we dream. I think what confuses people is trying to act like it's just any one thing. Like it's any one reason. Like, no, it's several different reasons, you feel me? And something else that's important to understand too is the fact that like what happens in dreams, like trying to come back and say what you experienced with certain dream experiences can be confusing. So that I can get, like how dreams may seem like weird because you may experience some weird things, right? But I feel like understanding why we dream should not be the confusing part. There's several different reasons why. You feel me?
More about solar systems light years away than we do about our nightly hallucinogenic bed.
That's crazy too. How you know more about the universe on a macrocosmic level, but don't even understand your own inner universe through your dreams and stuff like that. That's kind of wild, bro.
Time stories. Sure, we know that you mostly dream during rapid eye movement or REM sleep, and we know that REM sleep has a lot to do with forming memories, but why dream in all of this? What is the connection between forming memories and hyper-realistic hallucinations of picnicking with Tom Hiddleston?
I mean, does that really have to, okay, because here's the thing, right? When you experience something, you're gonna start remembering it, right? So like, because I mean, yes, you do see your memory is bleeding through your dreams, so but let's imagine that that didn't happen, right? Like, even if memories didn't bleed in through your dreams and shit like that, it still isn't so crazy to wonder why our memory centers active. I mean, you're having an experience and now you're going to remember it, you feel me? Or you may not remember that shit, you feel me? But yeah, even if you don't remember it, it's still going to be active inside the moment because the part of your brain that remembers things is active for certain things and you don't remember that shit right now anyway. So it's like, but some part of your brain still has the information. You feel me?
Between forming memories and hyper-realistic hallucinations
Yeah, I don't get why I don't see how a part of your brain that forms memories could be linked to a state like this because you're experiencing something which you can remember. You feel me?
of picnicking with Tom Hiddleston? There's not really any good answers. Science
That
doesn't really
my answer was a good answer.
know, but there are theories. And every theory usually falls under one of two umbrellas. One side claiming that dreams have a primary function, and the other side saying that dreams are an epiphenomenon, or for those who only know regular person words, collateral damage of other primary functions. Meaning it's pretty much just an Easter egg of the brain. The primary function people look at it like this. See, we can observe by hooking people up with wires that during REM sleep, you are most often experiencing negative emotion, particularly anxiety. So these scientists reason that dreams are then to prepare us for threats. So we will be
Yo, that I did not know that about the anxiety part. I've heard that dreams prepare us for threats, but I never heard that it's because of the anxiety part. I really think about that, right? Because a lot of niggas do have like more, like lower vibrational dreams. It's actually very common. It's actually more common to have dreams like that, and that could be a reason why. And I mean, it does actually make sense because one reason that you dream is to prepare yourself for certain situations. You feel me? And oftentimes you're trying to hyperfixate over things which you're anxious about or things you're worried about. You feel me? So, yeah.
able to act in the midst of anxiety in the real world, claiming that dreams are an evolutionary trait, that early humans that dreamed anxieties were more prepared to face actual events because they have felt the anxieties under maybe.
You can kind of see that too, like about how there is some truth inside that. You feel me? Like that is one function of a dream. I mean, we do it all the time in real life where we're like, damn, I'm about to do this thing real quick. Let me try to actually imagine that shit. Like the fact that you imagine shit all the time, niggas be imagining shit going wrong all the time. Niggas be imagining the worst shit happening to them. Niggas be imagining uh like having to prepare for like a very intense moment that might make them feel anxious or nervous or whatever the fuck, you feel me? Like we imagine these things while awake, so why not do it when you're asleep also? You feel me? That's one of the several reasons why you would have a dream.
different circumstances in their dreams. So the scarier dreams you had, the more prepared you were. The epiphenomenon people look at it from a different standpoint. They have the idea that during REM sleep, the unconscious part of our brain is sorting memories, throwing out the useless information and really dialing in what's important. The theory goes that the electrical impulses created whilst this is going on is detected by our conscious brain, and our cortex just kind of gets confused with all this noise and throws together a story to make sense of it, creating...
That does happen too. That is another reason why some niggas might dream. You feel me? Because all a dream is just a visual experience that usually takes place inside of your own mind. You feel me? You can have a visual experience for several reasons. Because there's been times where I've imagined shit that I really want to do, my dreams, my desires. It's been times where I've imagined my worst fears and anxieties coming true. It's been times where I just been chilling. I literally see random imaginations. Like I like nigga, when I bump music, bro, I start seeing the dumbest shit in my head, bro. I'll see like a fucking pink dinosaur dancing to this shit like this. You feel me? I swear, bro. It be the dumbest shit. You feel me? That's just some random shit. You feel me? It be times where I just be having random visions about the day. You feel me? So my imagination is used for many different reasons. You feel me? Some important, some just some random bullshit, some a byproduct. Like I see the dinosaur dancing because it's a byproduct of, I guess, how I interpret the music, my nigga. I don't know. The vibe of the music is very dinosaur dance like. I don't know. But you get my point. My point is the fact that, nigga, these niggas trying to think that is one thing, but nigga, if you observe your real life, you use your imagination for several different things. Some shit is evolutionary or could help you in your real life. Some shit's just some random ass bullshit. And when you have dreams, right, you could dream about your desires, right? You dream about flying and shit sometime. And in real life, you might think about flying. You feel me? You dream about your anxieties. You feel me? You think about your anxieties in real life also, nigga. You have dreams about bullshit. You think about bullshit all the time. You feel what I'm trying to say, bro? It's not really hard to see the correlation. You feel me?
A dream. Also, because it's your cortex, it will usually incorporate things that you think about often, hence why sometimes you'll dream of being fed grapes by Tom Hiddleston. This category of thinking says that dreams don't serve any purpose, and instead
I get that was a joke, but no.
They're just a random byproduct. The problem I have with that standpoint is that our bodies have seemingly gone great lengths to ensure we're able to dream. For example, during REM sleep, your brain inhibits motor neurons in the spinal cord, essentially vegetabilizing you while you sleep so you don't act out your dreams. It's like your brain is going out of its way to dream. There are also cases where...
Now, I thought also, what if it's not only just so you could dream? What if your body does that just because it's shutting down? You feel me? Like, I get that, like, maybe your body could, like, shut down and then not make your body be paralyzed. But what if that's just a part of shutting down the body? You feel me? Like, when the body shuts down, it can't move type shit. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, what if that's why it also does it too? What if it's not just for dreams? You feel me?
Dreams themselves have seemingly helped people process information, going contrary to the idea that they are purposeless. For example, in 1845, an inventor named Elias Howe had been obsessing over an idea of a machine with a needle that would go through the cloth for you. But he had no idea how it would work. One night, he had a strange dream where he was about to be cooked by cannibals. Unfortunately, they didn't have Tom Hiddleston back then. The cannibals were dancing around him with spears, about to throw him in a fire, but he noticed something strange about their spears. Each one had a small hole near the tip. When he woke up, he couldn't get the image of the strange spears up and down motion out of his mind. He then realized that was the key to making his machine work. Move the hole from the back of the needle, like how it's done by hand, to the point of the needle, like the spears. So it's thanks to a dream that he realized the technological possibility of this sewing machine.
That's
Carl Jung
fucking
believed
wild.
that dreams had a very significant meaning.
That's wild how you have that dream and that's what the fuck you take from it, bro. What the hell?
And seems to have a middle ground of the two categories of thinking. He stated that dreams are messages sent up from the unconscious. In his words, the dream is a spontaneous self-betrayal and symbolic form of the actual situation in the unconscious. The dream is specifically the utterance.
I think that Carl Jung, well, I'm not gonna act like I fucking studied several different dream niggas, but I have seen shit that he says, and he has one of the most grounded perspectives, one of the more informed perspectives about dreams, because this is essentially what dreams mostly are until you start accidentally leaving your body at nighttime, you think it's a dream, or until you start to actually leave the bounds of your own mind, because you can project outside the bounds of your own mind, even when you don't see yourself come out of your body fully. You feel me? You kind of just project to the place. You feel me? That's a thing too. But for dreams that take place inside of our own mind, this is essentially what's happening. The spontaneous self portrayal shit. Yeah, you feel me?
of the unconscious. And that's quite interesting to me. A little too many big words for my taste, but interesting nonetheless. I think that way of thinking appeals to me because for most of my life, I've had lucid dreams. Allow me to give you an example of a lucid dream. One night, I had a dream where I was locked sitting in my room, but my room was empty, no furniture. I saw a wind-up toy lizard that began winding itself. Once it was done winding, it moved like a real-life lizard. Immediately after that, I thought to myself, yeah, this is a dream. So I got up, decided my door wasn't locked anymore, went to my driveway where a full dining room set from IKEA was set up, sat down and began having a philosophical discussion with Mr. Beast. Now, according to the epiphenomenon people, your conscious formulates dreams while your subconscious is hard at work. To me, this dismantles the epiphenomenon way of thinking and affirms Jung's beliefs, because when I ask my dream people troubling questions, I always get answers from a seemingly new perspective. I don't actively or consciously formulate a response to that question, so by definition, isn't that subconscious? But
That's interesting, bro. Because I mean, it's interesting because when I have dreams, when I talk to the characters, if I'm lucid inside the dream, I can generally feel myself making them talk, and I could generally feel what they're about to say right before they say it. Now it's weird because it's not like I'm like consciously thinking in my head like, yeah, say this thing. But if I speak to a character, I just feel myself. It's literally like I always feel it like it's like back here, but also connected to behind them, flowing through them. I don't know, it's weird, but it's like I'm the environment, and I'm. It's like I'm the environment moving through them to make them talk, and I also already know what they're gonna say inside my head. Cause there's times where the dream characters talk and I don't feel them, but I'm not always that lucid. Like the more lucid I am, the more I'm going to feel you talking because you are a product of my mind. That's of course if I actually am inside my mind, because I could go outside my own mind. But if I'm inside my own mind, I can feel myself making them talk. Granted, it's not like I'm giving like the exact words, consciously thinking hard about it, but I can feel myself behind them saying what they're saying. You feel me?
maybe we're just thinking about this wrong. The epiphenomenon people classify the subconscious as basically anything that's not your cortex, like your hippocampus and amygdala, but neither the
I feel like trying to. This is stupid. Why are people? This is so stupid. Why would you say that the subconscious and conscious mind are parts of your brain? Because your mind's a group of information. You feel me? Your whole body holds information, not just your brain. And on top of that, there's information that's stored not inside of your body. And some information you're aware of, some information you're not aware of. You feel me? Now, granted, certain parts of your brain do have functions that tend to make them a bit more unconscious. Like, I forgot which nervous system it is, either the parasympathetic or sympathetic. One of those two. I mean, it's the only two nervous systems, but one of those two nervous systems are automatic, meaning that, like, for example, your heartbeat, it's automatic. You feel me? You're not consciously doing that, which means that the information that tells your heart to beat is existing on more of an unconscious level. Okay, cool. That's why I said I could agree with the fact that certain parts of your brain technically are geared more towards the fact that they deal with more unconscious functions, but that doesn't mean that that part of your brain is literally like the unconscious mind. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I'm just really picky, I guess, bro. I don't know, bro.
hippocampus or amygdala could formulate a thought, like what I experience in a lucid dream. In fact, only one part of your brain can. A cortex, this like your hippocampus and amygdala, but neither the hippocampus or amygdala could formulate a thought,
Right.
like what I experience in a lucid dream. In
But
fact,
they do formulate emotions, though, and our emotions you feel me? They do manifest. They do. You feel me? Like, your emotions manifest in dreams too, not just in thoughts. But I get what he's trying to say.
only one part of your brain can, the left hemisphere, or the right hemisphere, if you're part of the outcast minority that is left-handers. Either way, your brain is split in half. If
I knew that left-handers use more of their right brain, but I didn't know they actually thought out of their right brain. I guess that's why they try to say that they're more creative and artistic, even though they're not always like that. But you feel me?
I were to ask you to solve 345 times 2 and explain your answer, that would almost entirely involve your left hemisphere. But if I were to ask you to imagine a sunset rowboat ride in the middle of the ocean, laying in the lap of Tom Hiddleston whilst watching the Minions movie, that's your right hemisphere. While we
Honestly, even though I know this, I always find it weird every time I hear that shit. How one part of our brain is logical and then another one's super imaginative. I'm like, damn, why the fuck do we make our shit like that? Or you could say, why did God do it? You feel me? But whatever. Why the fuck, or why did nature? Whatever the fuck you believe. Why the fuck is our shit like this?
see activity in both sides of the brain during REM sleep, there's one specific part that lights up, the right temporal lobe, or more inclusively for you left-hand weirdos, the non-dominant temporal lobe. This part of the cortex is involved in learning and remembering non-verbal information like visuospatial material, music, and the cinematography.
That nigga put stuff you see. Visuospatial material, yeah, because that shit would throw niggas for a loop.
Of that one Tom Hiddleston movie. Okay, so
Yo,
you
shut
are
the
processing
fuck
information.
up with this Tom Hiddleston shit, bro. He blowing my shit with that.
And the
yo.
cinematography of that one Tom Hiddleston movie. Okay, so you are processing information during REM sleep then. That seems clear, but my observations during lucid dreaming seems to contradict the idea that dreams themselves are just collateral. Maybe it has something to do with the corpus callosum.
I mean, I feel like even with his experience, it could just be seen as collateral. Even though, like, I'm not saying that it actually is, because dreams are not just pure collateral. But here's what I'm saying, right? If you, like, watch Mr. Beast, for example, right? And you've observed this character, your mind can interpret how he's going to act and what he would say. You feel me? So, because like, he said that he went downstairs and there's a dining room table set up for him with Mr. Beast. Now, did he say inside his brain, I want a dining room table with Mr. Beast? Because that's not how lucid dreams always happen. Depending on how lucid you are, like if you just become lucid and just start moving around, there'll be all different kinds of areas to interact with. You feel me? Like I've been lucid in my dream before, and I walk past a school, and then there's like all these kids at the school, they swinging on swings. I'll talk to them and shit. It's been times where I went to my old high school, and now I'm in high school again, and my friends are having a fucking party in the high school. Like, you feel what I'm saying, bro? I'm saying that because if that's already on your mind, right? Like, and the thing is, even if he did decide to make the table in Mr. Beast, like, I'm gonna make table in Mr. Beast, he said that he didn't feel himself making the character talk and stuff like that. Like, it was saying thoughts that were meaningful, right? But if you think that this is a meaningful person with meaningful information, if you talk to them, they're going to have meaningful responses also, which would still be collateral of what's already inside your brain, kind of just spilling over. You feel me? I'm not saying that's what actually happened, but I'm saying that you, based off his experience, you could still see that as collateral. And this is why, when it comes to logic, bro, logic is great, but it's also not what's gonna help you truly understand something, because with logic, I could make his dream seem like it's random or not random. You feel me? Because if his dream is random, it's just not as random as the most random possibility, because he's somewhat conscious. You feel me? So it's a bit more structured, but it can still be collateral from what's already inside his mind about Mr. Beast and what help he needs and how Mr. Beast will respond to that shit. Because I'm sure if you're talking to Mr. Beast inside your dream, it's probably about shit that relates to what he would know about, like YouTube or some shit. You feel me? You're not gonna ask Mr. Beast about fucking what. My girlfriend broke up with me. My boyfriend broke up with me. Unless you think he's good. Unless you think he's good with relationship advice, you're probably not gonna ask him that shit. Like, you're not gonna ask a person a question that you don't think they could answer. Like, sometimes you might, but if you want actual advice, you're gonna try to find the best person to give that advice. So if you're gonna ask Mr. Beast a question, you're not gonna ask him shit that you don't think he knows. You're gonna ask him things that you think that he knows. And if you think that he knows something, that means that a part of your brain could probably think about what you think about he knows. Like, for example, I think that Mr. Beast knows how to get views and how to make a banger video, right? You feel me? So inside my brain, I feel like he would have advice about banger videos and getting views. So if I have a dream talking to Mr. Beast, I expect to get some good information about making banger videos and getting more views. You feel me? So that still be collateral shit. You feel me? I'm not saying that it actually is though, but it's
which
still
connects the
possible.
two hemispheres. But then Mr. Beast wouldn't be able to articulate anything to do with the corpus callosum, which connects the two dreams themselves, are just collateral. Maybe it has something to do with the corpus callosum, which connects the two hemispheres, but then Mr. Beast wouldn't be able to articulate himself. As you can
Really? If both parts of your brain work in sync, why would he not be able to articulate himself? Because I get like if okay, like the logical side, left brain side is mixing with the right side, so now you have this creative shit mixing with the logical shit. But I still don't get that because like for example, when you leave your body, right? When you leave your body, your brain hemispheres have to sync up. Maybe they don't have to, but from what I've seen, they actually kind of have to. You feel me? Or at least it makes it easier. But like with the CIA, they do the whole entire hemi sync thing to sync both parts of your brain so you can leave your body and shit. When you leave your body, you can still hear words. You feel me? Now, granted, I will be real. It is harder to read out of body, right? It's definitely harder to read. It's harder to talk as well. I just gained the ability to talk inside the astral. Like I can actually talk and like my words, my mouth will actually form the vibration. You feel me? It was crazy as fuck the day I learned how to do that shit. Cause normally like when I talk, nothing comes out and it feels like I'm just kind of going like, you feel me? But I could actually talk, right? But when I talk to other people, I could always hear them. Now, granted, like I don't even now I'm thinking about I don't be looking at niggas' mouths. So I don't know if they really be moving their mouth or if it be telepathy. Cause a lot of shit like I mean like I know I've had times for a fact when I've had telepathic communication and I took note of that. You feel me? Happens pretty often. But there has been times in the astral where I'm talking to somebody and I don't know if it was telepathic or if they were actually talking with their mouth. But either way, I still heard words. Some telepathic shit has no words. It's just straight feeling shit and just understanding and images and shit. But there has like I've heard words in the astral. And when I'm in that, and when I'm out of body, my brain hemispheres are definitely synced up. I know that shit for a fact. My ear just rang and it's 11:33. You feel me? Clock that. Anyway, um, yeah, my shits are synced up and I still hear words. You feel me? So I don't think it'd be impossible for me to communicate words like that. But anyway,
see, it gets messy. Hemispheres, but then Mr. Beast wouldn't be able to articulate himself. As you can see, it gets messy. Science kind of breaks, nothing makes sense, so let's turn away from science to a philosophical way of thinking to give us the illusion of an answer. Maybe dreams point out a path unknown to the waking conscious, giving much needed heedings of what's to come. In the form of Tom Hiddleston.
bro, shut the fuck up. I do want to say this. When he said philosophical, I'm like, damn, I guess. Because I've been thinking a lot about how a lot of shit that I tap into is very philosophical, right? And that I apply science to certain shit, but certain shit you can't apply science to. You feel me? Like with the 12 planes, right? There's certain science I can apply to the 12 planes, but it's like, how do you scientifically prove the 12 planes? It's more philosophical thought, right? Philosophy really does open the gateways to a lot of shit. It's just that it's hard to prove certain philosophical shit, especially because philosophy talks about things which are beyond the scope of science and physical reality. You feel me? But yeah, scientific theories I guess get wonky, but philosophical shits are really easy. Like there's several reasons why we dream. You feel me? Several, and everything that the scientists say, there's a bit of truth in all of it. You feel me? But I'm ending the video right there. I love you. Catch my next video. Peace. The freak out.